Okay, here's one of the vehicles here. It's a John Deere AMT 600, otherwise known as a Gator. And this one is actually in really good shape. Like, check it out. It is minty.
It actually is in really good shape. Look at the front decal. Look at the original seat. Original backrest. Still got the original backrest. She's in, look at original fairings on it. Like,
all the plastics are good. Yeah. Original seat needs a bit of
original light, if I'm not mistaken. It could be wrong, the different after, but it looks good.
Shifter's still there. All the hand controls, the key switch, everything. Starter switch, choke. That's the lights. The other one. The bin's here full of junk still, but yeah, it's got a 2-inch ball on it. The gas gauge even works under there. It's missing the plastic for the cover on it, but thing's in really good shape. It has quad tires on the back. Somebody took the turf tires off and put quad tires on it. I know those tire and rim setups are like $1,000 for those rims. We looked into it at another place we were at that had the same machine actually, but what this thing makes that thing look like a heap of scrap.
Yeah, this thing looks brand new off the lot compared to that one.
Yeah. But there is one thing, and we're going to take care of it right now. So this front tire had been sitting for a while, and she's got some nasty cracks in it, and it leaks right out instantly. So
we tried filling it, like when we were working, we tried filling it between unloading loads of brush and stuff, but that got tiresome real quick. And Daryl had to run to town, so he could grab a tube anyway. So here we are.
So it's holding air when you have there's a big crack in one of the corners here. So it's a good tire still. Whereas I'm trying to find it right there, right at the V. You can see over here, this crack. When you park with that down, it just leaks out instantly. So we're gonna pull this tire off, put a tube in it, and bring this thing back to life.
It's kind of like a nylock, not on the other side, so it's like... Yeah, there it goes. It's very rusty. Rusty dust coming out when it's coming out. There you go.
There's the one side.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, I noticed when you're whacking, I'm like, it's on an angle, and angles and pressure don't go.
Look, it's still, we can drive this thing without a tire. Let's go.
On it, use it in the winter. Okay, Daryl. Oh, God. Okay, Daryl's going a little overboard. All right. And, yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to clean this off, probably some steel wool or something, and then lubricate this before we put it in again. But that really wasn't too bad for getting this off. So let's put a new tube in it, or watch Daryl put a new tube in it.
Well, before it starts raining here, we're gonna try popping this bead this way. We're gonna drive up onto this with the quad. That's all we have here that's heavy and running right now. And that rock's there just to stop it so it doesn't damage the tire. We'll see if this works. Not enough weight, I guess. Holy crap. The suspension's kind of sucking it up a bit. All right, well, the quad wasn't heavy enough, but the cabin was.
So, behold, our tire with the bead broken. So, I was actually just talking to my parents on the phone, and my dad, he's quite the handy guy, and he said just use the jack underneath the cabin or something really, really sturdy and then break it like that. So, it ended up working out. We're one to listen to advice. Someone has a good idea, we'll listen to it. So now Daryl's cutting the valve stem, I'm imagining, and...
Well, I'm gonna try to take it out nicely. But...
Take it out nicely, and then we have a tube for this to go in. So shout out to Dad. Thanks for the tip and the help. And we're back in business. Hi, bro.
Easier to just take it down to the water. Okay, let's do this on the dock here, where it's actually a nice view and sounds nice at the water, and there's some light. So we've got this brand new Tire tube here for ATVs. It's the correct size. Premium ATV tube. From Canadian Tire, of course. Holy, the package is good. I hope it's as strong as the packaging. It's out of my pocket because it's going to disappear for sure. It's actually a pretty big tube. Looks like it's too big, but it's not. We had to pop the one outer side of the tire off the rim to get the tube in there properly, then install the tube, and then we lubed it right up and inflated the tube, and it set the bead for us, so it's ready to go back on.
Let me just, okay. And then that's damn close, so I can, there!
What do you think, buddy?
There's Brow. He's been helping, supervising. Daryl got the quad running today. Shout out, oh, sorry, hold on. Okay, go ahead. Shout out to our friend Dean for helping Daryl fix the quad. We, quick phone call or text, and we already had it run in 2 seconds. Said, oh, it's this fuse, gotta look at that, so.
Well, it's got an electrical issue. We'll go over there right after this and give you the lowdown on that. We haven't shown you that vehicle yet either.
When we retire from this whole entire thing, when we're old and gray, I want this thing mint.
Yes.
Future employees, we want this mint. Like,
Plastics.
do not
Look,
scratch it.
let's do the once around again.
Yeah, one more time.
Okay, just for video evidence.
Yeah.
So it's got air in all the tires. It's got the John Deere logos.
Kind of been flat at the
Look
back
at
there.
this is still here. That's still here. The choke knob. The starter switch is still here. The light switch is here. The key is still here. It still has the brakes and they work. It has handle grips still, like handlebar grips. Look at that.
Hey, Daryl.
What
We
else?
have another flat.
Wow, come on.
I'm just saying.
I think it's just the way it's parked.
No, it's been getting a little low.
It's just the way it's parked.
All right, it's just the way that it's parked. Probably do not.
Look, it still has the bungees on the box. Still has the logos on the box.
My sandals are in the back.
Pink sandals.
Yep, made it up here.
Look at this thing, mint. Look at all the lug nuts are in place. Everything is good.
She's a collector's
Okay.
item. The key switch is a little janky, but oh yeah, that's off. That's on. I think that's on.
That's on.
Okay, no choke probably because
It's like a
nice day.
three-part system.
Yeah, so you got to turn the key, number one. Number two, you have to flick the switch and sometimes use a choke at the same time and try to give it gas with the knee. But like I said, it's warm, it's mint. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna need choke. Hold on. There we go. There we go. Oh. Choke right now. She's a little choky. Anyway.
In reverse.
Okay. Oh. Okay, it's never Lily done this before, I swear to God.
Look out, Deke. Look out, buddy. That's it. She's got torque, but no top end. Okay, let's go. Let's go check out the quad. You coming with me? Let's go. We're gonna show everybody the quad. Look at this beautiful sunset out here. Got our fire equipment on the dock still. Here she is. It is an Arctic Cat. I think it's a 92 or 90. Let's double check. There's a plate over here. Okay, so under here, there's our rating plate. What do we got? Arctic Cat ATV 300, 280cc. I don't see a date range on here. I can't remember if it's like a 92 or a 2002. I can't remember. But either way, it's old. Battery under here in the worst possible spot that you could put a battery. So hard to access, pain in the ass. If you don't have like these threaded battery posts, if you're just using battery posts that either screw in from the top or where they don't have threads in them. You know, the ones that have the stupid little nuts in them, and you have to line them up with the threading. Oh man, that would be a nightmare under here. But these ones with the threaded battery posts are the way to go here. So what happened here was when we got this place and we were checking out this quad, the quad obviously didn't start. So that's a new battery, but it wouldn't crank over. So the starter doesn't work. It has a pull start, but every time you would hook the positive wires to the positive terminal on the battery, you would get a spark. So we had a short somewhere and we couldn't figure it out. So our mechanic buddy Dean, he's been in some previous videos of ours, he looked at the wiring diagram and he said, disconnect the voltage regulator. That should be where your problem is. So right here's our voltage regulator. You can see this little finned piece of metal. It's got 2 torque bits holding it on. So we disconnected the positive wiring harness and the negative wiring harness, and that bypasses the voltage regulator. So after that, we had power again. So our dash lights lit up and we were golden. So other than the starter doesn't work. You can actually hear the clunk in the solenoid if you listen closely here. So what happened there was the voltage regulator's fried and our starter is either seized or has some other kind of issue. So right now we're gonna pull start this thing. So it's also in a weird spot because this thing is annoying, and yeah, I would never buy or recommend one of these for a lodge. But okay, so here's your pull start. It has a decompression lever. It has a lot of compression. It's heavy to turn over sometimes, but I'll do this with one hand here. So neutral and the keys on. There, how it almost went. There we go. So I'm full choke right now. Back the choke off. There, she's gonna idle down nicely. Choke's off completely. Okay, so this has the shifter here. So you've got reverse. See how it just kicked in reverse? You have to be in neutral to switch that into reverse. So you've got reverse, we're moving backwards. So then you have to put this thing back and forward. See, it goes to neutral. Then if you look down here, we've got our kick shifter. So I'm gonna kick that. See how we went into first gear now? So let's go. And we'll shift a second. Oh, it didn't shift out of first. Look at that. What a pain in the ass there. We got her to shift. We're in second gear now. We're gonna go by Emily loading firewood. Bye. Third gear. Fourth gear. There's cabin 2. Cabin 3, our little mini cabin. Cabin 4. Back there you've got 5, 6, 7, and 8. And here is number 5. But this thing runs great. It's just a super weird design. Nice trails around this place. Look at this. Trails go all the way around here. Cabin 8 and cabin 7. This one has a new roof on it, shingles, but this one probably needs the most work inside, so you'll see a lot of this one later. Cabin 7. Cabin 6 needs the least amount of work, and that's where we're staying right now. This one is beautiful inside. It needs very minimal work on the inside. It does need work on the outside though. There's an old outhouse back there if you can see it. And here's the backside, so. There's the lodge. Sounds like this thing could use some grease in some of the bearings. All right, back to work. We gotta shift it back down to neutral. Okay, and then we'll shut her off. Well, that's the quad. It works. It's nothing special. The winch works though. That's a good thing. But hey, it works and it's here. So that's the main thing. It's hard to get things in here, and to have these 2 machines here, 3 machines, 4 machines over there cleaning brush, pretty good to have. Just a beauty night out here tonight, and I am not fishing this evening. It looked like a storm was rolling in, bit of smoke pushing in, but hey, it's a nice night to work on stuff. And I was working over here by the shop, and I figured, you know what, people would definitely be interested in this, and it's kind of fun actually. So there are a bunch of old motors here, and there is a lake we want to go check out. So I have been busy piecing this thing together. So I've kind of Frankenstein this together. I'll give you the rundown on what we've done so far. So let's pop the hood here. Okay, so it's a 1993 Merc 25 2-stroke, and this one was sitting in the shop here. It had no lower unit on it, and it had no carburetor, and it had no ignition coils. So by a quick once over looking at it, I thought, hey, pretty easy if I can find a lower unit, pretty easy if I can find a carburetor, and if I can find some ignition coils. Well, that was the easy part. So we have a carburetor installed on here now. We have 2 ignition coils on. The ignition coils weren't a problem. The spark plug wires were. So look at how this one's different here. See this left one? So this left one is off like a 19, I want to say it's a 58 or a 60 something Merc. And it actually fits and it works on the same damn coil system. So this one's original, this one is from an ancient motor, and it works. I've got good spark, got good compression, and yeah, this thing is pretty much ready to turn over. So I just filled it with gear oil. The only thing I couldn't find here was a prop nut, and I could not find one anywhere in the dump. There's no prop nuts left, so I actually had to go into town and get that one. And the last time I went into town, I grabbed one. So we got a prop nut, and now I was like, well, I'm kind of sick of running my tank back and forth because I'm running a 4-stroke motor and this is 2-stroke, so we got mixed gas. So digging around in the shop, look what we found. This beautiful old Yamaha fuel tank. It's got, so the Merc and the Yamaha connectors are the same. And there, if you can see in there, it is shiny. There is no rust in there at all. And tank's mint. But so I got digging around and I was like, well, here's a good fuel line. But look at that, that ball is toast. There's no compression left on that, but the fuel line is nice and pliable. So then I found another one, and again, the ball is no good. The fuel line is too small on that one. And then on the floor, guess what I found? But check this out. This ball is perfect, but this fuel line is toast on this one. So we're gonna strip this one. I've already stripped one end off of it. We're gonna strip the other end off here, and we're gonna rebuild this this fuel line. We're gonna throw some Merc connectors on it, use this tank, we're gonna mix some gas, and I found another prop. This one is actually, it's not brand new, but nobody's hit anything with this one. So before, this was the best one that I could find, and she's a little dinged up, but it's not bad. So this should run. I just have to test the water pump on it, and yeah, that should be it. We'll get this tank going, and I just thought you guys might be interested in tagging along on this little adventure. I'll show you here where the parts came from. Here's what I had to scab from, and I had there's about 5 more of these blue ones in the back shop, but that one I can probably get running actually. I just figured I'd go with the newer engine for now, but I can probably get this this old blue Merc here running. I forget what year that is, but so here's your coils. That is the one I took the ignition coils off of right here, and one of the spark plug wires. But then this one here was the carb donor, but it had no coil wires left on it, and I can't remember which one I took the lower unit off. But so we're just gonna work on this fuel line, and this one will not come off, so I'm just gonna cut it off. It's gonna be super careful not to cut into the connector or cut my leg off, but that line is super, super old and rotten. It's not flexible at all. Pretty cool to be able to piece a motor together from a bunch of junk that somebody thought was no good. Half the parts came out of the dump and from other motors that were just left behind and left for dead. So hopefully we can get this thing running. Holy crap, this stuff is like a rock. This blade won't even cut it. Okay, let's grab some vice grips. There we go. Okay, so that ball's good. Now we gotta pop these connections off here, or we can just cut them. We will put hose connectors on there later. I should have blew through that hose actually before I connected it, just to make sure there was no foreign objects in there. She's good. Okay, all I need to do is throw some hose connections on here and some hose clamps, and now we'll have a working fuel line. Perfect. 2 hose connections here, brand new, so these will do Yamaha Mercs. And yeah, they're the right size. Okay, that's one. That's 2. There we go. Both ends good to go. There's that one. There we go. All ready to go. Just got to put some gas in the tank. All right, it's back at it this morning, and we had abandoned ship there last night. The bugs were pretty bad, and it was getting dark fast. But so we know we have a disconnect in the linkage somewhere. So pop this off here so we can see the shift rod. These little buffer pads, make sure they stay in place. Okay. So we can see our shift rod back here. So this motor, this is one of those inline shift motors, is what I call it anyway. So I'll show you here. So your shifter is integrated into the tiller handle, which is actually pretty annoying. You can see this little arrow right here indicates that we're in neutral right now. So let's check here. So prop shaft spinning, we're in neutral. I can spin it either direction. But let's engage it into, let's just say forward for now. So we'll go forward, see that forward. So when it engages into forward like that, that's your acceleration now of forward right there. So you want to go back to neutral, clicks back to neutral. Then you want to go to reverse, you click it the other way. Now you accelerate reverse the other direction. It's super goofy and awkward, and that's probably why they don't make them like that anymore. But so neutral, so let's go back to forward. And now let's check the prop. And I should not be able to spin that without spinning the gears. And there's no gears engaging, no cogs, nothing, just free spinning like we're in neutral still. So we wanted to check in here. We can see the linkage shaft is there. You see it inside there. And it looks okay there, but something's not right. Something's not connecting. So let's take a look at this side here. So you can see, so we're in neutral right now. We're gonna go forward. So that's engaging there. You can see all this, the throttle linkage and everything's engaging, and working the way it should. We'll go into reverse. It works in the opposite direction also, accelerating and everything. But there's a disconnect somewhere. So one more spot, let's check it. You can see the shift rod, and I can see the problem already if you can't see that back there. So watch this little connection right here. Look at that. There is no linkage rod in there. So when we're shifting, it's not raising and lowering the shift rod and engaging the gear. So we need to see if we can find that little linkage attachment. Let's take a look here. This one's a mess. And look at that, our linkage is, so the shift rod's not in there, but the linkage connections we need are in here. So I'm gonna strip this one out. I'm gonna need both hands to do this. And it's dark in here, so I'm just gonna pop this out, and then we're gonna go outside and we'll show you how we put that in. Okay. We've got the part that we need. This is just the linkage connector. See that rod engages into the shift rod and across, and then there's just a little snap ring as the lock. So let's see if I can do this with one hand. We need to get it in the right position first so that we can see the hole. Okay, I believe that's it. This kill switch wire is right in the way here. There we go. Okay, let's flip this way. Hopefully this is all that our problem is. So that slides right in there just like that. And then we need to snap this ring in place here. Got to grab something to push on that. There we go. Okay, now let's see. That sounded good. Hear that clunk down below? Okay, so let's put it into forward. Now, let's see if we've got some gears here. Okay, now let's go reverse. Same thing, see I can't, well, you can spin it. You're just turning over the engine when you do that, right? So, see, yeah. So that's in reverse. Let's go back to forward here. Yeah, it is working now. We're gonna throw this on a boat. We'll test the water pump, and we should be good. We'll see. Mr. Deke, what you doing? You got your duck? Good boy, let's go. Wanna go for a swim? Guess we're gonna carry it the rest of the way. Take the tank. I don't have an empty boat right now, so how are we gonna do this? That's gonna be a pain in the ass. At least it's a two-stroke. You can carry it any damn way you like. Choke. Goes forward. There we go. Pissing water. We got reverse. It's pumping water strong, actually. Turn the. Oh, I left the choke on, huh? That was dumb. It's probably flooded right out now. Okay, but that's the main thing. She's pissing water. A little lean on this boat. Reverse. Sounds like an old 2-stroke Merc. I love it. So there we go. We've got a working motor from spare parts from the shop. Except for the prop nut. I had to get the prop nut, but how cool is that? Runs great. Shifts great. We're gonna have to reverse straight back because I can't turn. That's pretty sweet for parts out of the shop. Put together a couple different motors, and we've got ourselves a working unit. So this means what I didn't tell you guys is we have a couple portage lakes here that are only a boat ride away, and if I can carry this motor in there, we have some boats cached on the shorelines there. We can get in and fish these back lakes. And this is going to be one of the things we're going to be offering at the lodge here is a bunch of portage lake experiences for guys. So you're going to have a fly-out experience at basically a lower cost, because the planes are just getting out of hand to pay for flyouts now. So, I mean, we'll still have the flyout option for people that want to fly, but if you just want to take a boat and then walk across, there'll be another boat waiting with a motor, and you can jump in and go. So that is one of the things we'll be offering here. We'll have multiple lakes like that, and we'll have a lot newer motors than these, don't worry. But this is just a temporary solution right now. I was like, hey, we've got motors here and some parts. Let me put one together, and we can get out there and test out these lakes.